Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 118 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Steve.
I'm Megan.
Lots to talk about today as usual. Oscar nominations came out this past week. Black Panther, first comic book movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising.
It was surprising. I mean, it's a great achievement. Sadly, I think if you look in the past, Logan, Dark Knight should have been nominated.
Yeah.
But I think this kind of happened because of the category they were going to try and introduce. Remember that? The popular category?
Yeah, like
which
something.
is basically, yeah, they made a lot of money pretty much. And it got dismissed. People didn't like that idea. So this might also be a reason why they nominated it. I don't think it's got a chance to win, but it's still an achievement.
You could put like best comic book movie of the year, but then there's only one comic book movie of the year. Seems like every year. So
going forward, it's going to be interesting if they're going to try to recognize more comic book movies. Infinity War, I kind of thought that was a better movie. Of course, that got nominated for visual effects. It wasn't entirely shut out.
Solo got, what was it, visual effects?
Yeah, for visual effects.
Yep.
Avengers, Infinity War, Christopher Robin, First Man, Ready Player One, Solo, A Star Wars Story, which, you know, it's just a tough category. Ultimately, I think Infinity War is going to win it. Because of the Thanos, like, you really felt like...
He was purple?
Yeah, he was purple. No, he felt real. It was weird. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's not flawless with the performance. I mean, you see a few CGI.
Yeah, but
hiccups,
it's not so much the actor's fault in any of that. It's the CGI maybe, just
Right.
slightly, but
Well, just the amount of time it took to create
Oh, yeah.
that. Like, I think that's award worthy, you know? That's
Mhm.
why I picked that over everything else. But to be fair, I haven't seen First Man, which I don't
what's
recall.
that about?
I don't know if it's Neil Armstrong's
Oh,
story.
yeah. That's one that...
Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Yeah, which I heard is good.
Hit the theaters and then quickly blacked out.
Yeah,
So.
well, there's just so much competition anymore. It's crazy. Animated feature, we got Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Maria. I don't know how you pronounce that. I haven't seen that. I just wanted to include it to be fair. But Ralph Breaks the Internet, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Out of all those, I don't know, who's all seen Incredibles 2 here? Megan, you have,
I
right?
have, yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it's tough. I've seen that. I haven't seen Isle of Dogs, and I haven't seen Ralph Breaks the Internet. I'm guessing it's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And Steve, you saw this a couple weeks back, so it's very fresh in your mind.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was really good film.
Yeah.
Should we make our predictions? Or do we just do that?
Well,
Incredibles 2.
kind of. I kind of chose
Totally.
the geek-related
Anything
Oh.
Pixar's going to win.
nomination.
Yeah.
Definitely
Who's
gonna
that?
be
Anything
Spider-Man.
Pixar's going to
You think
win.
so?
Oh, yeah.
I think that they're predisposed to like more kiddie type stuff in those categories.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I think Spider-Man should win.
I think A Star
I
is
think
Born is
Incredibles will
going to win it all.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I hope so. I
haven't seen it, but I just keep hearing amazing things about it.
I
so
loved
it's
it.
probably going to win
And
it all.
Bradley Cooper got snubbed for Best Director, which is messed up because every category there's like a guild for it. So
Yeah.
basically, the Directors Guild did not vote for him. Or
But so
they
did
didn't
Ben
get
Affleck,
enough votes.
though.
Yeah, he got
the-
shut out
Yeah.
too. I
Still
think
won
it's a
Best
lot of it
Picture.
is, oh, you're an
Everybody.
actor and you think you can direct.
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
You know, I
Mhm.
kind of think that. I mean, there's a lot of egos. Of course, it's Hollywood, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. There's no host. This is the first time since '89.
Thank
Not a
God.
host. But in '90, we had Billy Crystal for the first time, so
Hello.
maybe we'll get another helping of him. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. 2020, guys, cross your fingers.
Wait,
Just have the Mortal
there's
Kombat
no host?
toasty.
You said no host?
No host this year because Kevin Hart was going to do it, and of course they found old comments, years back.
Heaven
It's-
forbid somebody's actually changed in their life and their viewpoints are different.
Well, they make movies about that, don't they?
They're so PC.
people need to stop being PC and just realize that things happen.
It's interesting. I'm a big Oscar
So
fan.
because
but-
they couldn't get Kevin Hart, they just decided that they're going to go hostless?
Yeah, pretty much. They
Well,
were like,
they didn't
but
have
the
like a
thing
backup?
There is, like, even celebrities were like, hey, you should get this guy to host. And they're like low-key people. Like, you wouldn't have to pay him much probably. you get them some exposure, and that's good for them. And there's a lot of people out there capable of doing it, but it's the Academy. They're just kind of snobs. So
This will be interesting to watch.
yeah, we'll find out how they handle it.
The announcer's pretty much
Show
just
will
going
be
to
done
go.
hostlessly,
Mm-hmm.
as they say.
Mm-hmm.
I vote for Steve to host.
I'm in.
They can just bring us all on.
He'll just stay
Yeah.
up while they're doing their speeches, and you don't even have to worry about the orchestra. He's like, yeah, okay, that's enough. All right,
Yeah.
we gotta go. He just puts him in a headlock. Let's
The
go.
most brutally stupid movie.
Yeah, check out that movie poster we put out there on our page. Yeah, I want to do more of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was an episode where, we were talking about Face Off. I don't know why, but
I went on a tangent. I apologize.
Steve had a great line or great criticism of that film. So, brutally stupid.
Brutally stupid.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got about the Oscars for now.
Well, we should do. Who do we think is going to win Best Picture?
I don't think it's going to be Black Panther.
No. and
Not to say it's a bad movie. I like it, and it's great for a comic book movie. But it's not. To me, it's not a Dark Knight. Dark Knight was like you could take the superheroes out of it, the masks, the costumes, and it'd be like a Heat movie, like
Yeah.
cop drama, and that's more of a Oscar-worthy film, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think Bohemian Rhapsody and Star
Star is Born.
is Born are the top two
that deserves
contenders.
to get it.
well, they're
I
not
think.
even nominated as a film. Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's cinematography.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Sorry. I apologize for being right.
It's in his name, for crying out
Wrong
loud.
category.
By the way,
Oh, there, I
has
found
anybody
it.
seen the
Best
trailer for
Picture.
What Men
Woo!
Want?
Oh no.
Oh, it is in there. I'm such an idiot.
I liked Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a fun movie,
Yeah.
but it's not a Star is Born. I've seen them both.
Okay,
I think
you
A Star
have?
is Born's a better, yeah.
I mean, I'll put my money on A Star is Born.
It's really good.
But it's
Go
a
see it.
remake of a remake of a remake.
True. They did change things, and I think it's still worthy. So we'll see.
Recommendations.
Basically, there were some questions. Have we seen the new John Wick 3 trailer? And then also the Polar movie with Liam Neeson.
The Cold Pursuit.
Or Cold Pursuit, yeah. John Wick 3 looks amazing. That's a movie I still haven't seen the first two, but the trailers are amazing from it. Good to see Keanu Reeves back in true form.
I've seen them, and I do enjoy them. The first one just came out of nowhere to me, and I was back in 2014. It helped inspire Hotel Artemis and Atomic Blonde, I think. Because
Makes sense.
It's all about assassin society, if you will. And they have, secret ordinances and things like that. It's gun fu. They use gun fu, which is a John Woo creation.
The John Wick movie's good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them.
I was recently given the rundown of the storyline of that movie, and I just don't know that I would watch it. I mean, so I understand that the first film is about he loses his wife. His wife gives him this dog, and like these people come in and to rob him and kill his dog and take his car. So that's like the setup for the second movie.
Which
so he
is-
gets revenge about this dog, but then like the second movie, he gets his car, and now he has got to owe someone a favor. So I guess.
Wow,
Story
she
of
sounds
my
like
life.
she really loves this franchise as much as she loves Sam Elliott. Callback.
So I guess if you're like a big action person, then yeah, it would be great for you because I hear that it's one of a kind. But if you really want to watch it for the storyline, it's just not gonna
It's
be there.
really good. Like Chapter 2, Keanu and Common, the rapper actor. Well, I think he's a good actor. That rhymed kind of. They had a nice, cool fight, and it was like choreographed very well, and it just looked like you couldn't make a mistake, and it was really good. There's a lot of good sequences in that second chapter. The other motivation, of course, from the first one is, spoiler, his late wife gifted that puppy to him, so it meant more than just a dog. It was like that's all he had left of her, so got him back into the game, basically, of killing people. But yeah, that was Jeremy's recommendation for John Wick 3. He
Yes.
also wanted us to do our best Keanu impression. Whoa. Hey, Steve, get a burrito. Help me out, guys. I'm sinking.
Turned into a 70s porno instead.
Zip.
Have you not seen the Keanu Reeves movie?
Lots of
Or
hair.
maybe it was 80s because I mean it was really big in the 80s, right? Like
Yeah.
dudes and burritos. Yeah, okay.
Hey, that's a movie.
And Merkin.
Go on, Steve.
With what? My own Keanu Reeves
Yeah.
impersonation? I don't want to do that because I've met him and he's nice. So I don't want to.
He
How'd
is
you meet
super
him?
nice.
At a gas station.
Oh.
He
I
was on
remember
tour
this.
with the Dog Star, his band.
Yeah.
This is in the 90s.
He's in a band?
He was. I don't know if he still is or not.
Oh.
I want to say 93 or 4.
Was he like, "Hi, Steve," and you're like, "How do you know my name?" Like,
He
"I'm Neo."
he signed our Atlas. That's all we had.
Oh, I remember that. That's great.
And yeah, that
Okay.
was a nice guy.
Respect. I respect him too. All right. I love
Now,
piano. Come on
Nicolas
the show.
Cage, however,
Yeah, I hate him.
Until you meet him.
can get any sort of
Until
blood
you meet
disease
him.
that he wants, and I don't mind. I don't think
He's gonna be on a bus with you any time.
Yeah, he's.
Hey,
Punch him in his face.
got an interview.
My favorite role of his was still Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
And the reason.
Oh, he had no lines.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wasn't he, like a
flipped those
store clerk?
burgers
or
pretty
something?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what he should have been doing. The whole
I'm
time.
not great at a person impersonating, so I'll have to like pass. There's no, I mean, if
Oh,
I did
come
it,
on.
well, I don't even know what he sounds like because I don't watch him in anything. What are you doing right now?
Log into my phone.
Oh,
Okay, let's try this.
Retinal scan.
Hey, Keanu, I'm Megan. I love your movies.
but I don't.
He would say that like that? Okay, good enough.
I wouldn't even meet him.
Mitch, you'll play
Just
along with
be
me
like,
here.
oh,
Come
okay,
on.
cool.
My wife said his eyes were smoldering.
Really?
Yeah.
And all Steve could do was nod.
I watched him drop like 10 Pepsis, though, in the gas station. I didn't know it was him. I just saw this guy carrying a bunch of Pepsis going towards the front, and they dropped. And I'm like, ah, douche.
And he kicked your ass.
And I got
You're like,
outside.
I love you.
I got outside. My friend Jamie, Jennifer, and his girlfriend Sarah, they were all there. Dude, did you see Keanu Reeves in there? He was in there while you were there. He was carrying out a bunch of pops. I'm like,
I could have
Nope.
helped him.
nope, didn't see him at all.
I get a picture of him in a phone booth. Like, just
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. Perfect. Mitch, Keanu.
Oh, God, I can't do it.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
No, he truly is one of those nice guys, though, that doesn't do a lot of self-promotion, but he gives a lot to charity and does a lot for this community. I think he still rides public transit whenever he goes to a movie. A lot of pictures have been taken with him on the subway.
Giving his seat to a
Yeah.
pregnant lady. Or,
Yeah, I mean, he's just a normal, everyday guy. That celebrityism hasn't changed him at all.
That's good.
Tony writes, honestly, since the last trailer late last year, I was looking forward to this more than a few comic movies this year, like Shazam, Altea, X-Men, Captain Marvel, and Hellboy, but not more than the Avengers, Spider-Man, Star Wars, Joker, etc. They do need to make or get Liam Neeson in the last Expendables 4 movie. That's just a statement, I think.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Was there ever a period present?
There's a lot of commas, though.
They're commas. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have taken a breath.
You didn't enunciate through the comments.
You just read the whole thing.
Sorry.
We, the people of the United States, and establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States.
I
of
am
America.
the Mitch 5000.
Beep, boop, beep.
We need a robot on the show. It'd be great. To me.
I am so glad that he decided to get back into action movies because he's just so damn good at it.
Well, wasn't The Commuter his last one? That was action, wasn't it? I thought.
I think so, yeah.
I didn't see it.
But he said that he was going to take a break from action movies, but now he's back into it. This kind of feels like a Taken, but a different twist.
Right.
But it's still going to be awesome because
Yeah, at
when
his
he-
age, how big of a break can he take from movies?
It wouldn't matter how old he is. He's still hot.
Well, I'm not saying that. I wasn't just assaulting his hotness. I was his age. I was just
Yeah.
curious about, like, how old is he?
I don't know.
I think he's pushing 70.
Is he really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know if that's all the parts he can get. They probably pay the best.
She skipped the daddy complex, went straight to grandpa.
1952 is when he was born.
Oh, okay.
So, what, 60s? It's not terribly old. I mean,
No, it's not that bad.
no.
The movie looks, I mean, it's a simple plot. It's really good. It's got Laura Dern in it. William Forsythe, I think that's how you say
Forsythe?
it. Yeah. Substitute, he was in that one. And Dick Tracy, he's a cool actor. Cloak and Dagger, do you remember that movie at all? No? I'm the only one. It's like from the 80s. Emmy Russell?
Yes, I love
Shameless.
her.
Yeah.
She's in Shameless, yes.
Yep.
Whereas I remember her, she was also in Phantom of the Opera
Yep.
with Gerard Butler. Yep.
Yep. The song they played with the trailer, Don't Fear the Reaper, that was cool. And
Blue Oyster Cult.
yeah.
Excellent song, 1978, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. Very good.
More cowbell.
Yeah, it looks to be a better action film for him. I think he got trapped. Personally, I think the I like the first Taken. I didn't like the third one, which just, it was all over the place. But he's a plow driver or whatever. You can't go wrong with that, and he's killing people. So
Mr.
he read it in a novel. How to do it.
76. Don't Fear the Reaper.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to correct myself before someone heard it. And
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. We could use the rebuttals. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Wait, Steve,
I think
this is you.
We should do an entire show of just looping us throughout the entire chain of being wrong, saying something incorrect.
Yeah, we should.
Like a 9-hour show.
Oh, I could have fun with that.
Right.
They're making Heat 2. Did you hear about that? Al Pacino came back.
Really?
Kermit the Frog, Robert De Niro, Ashton Kutcher. They're all in it. I just
Kermit
made
the
that up.
Frog.
That's what I was just talking about. What? You said we could do a whole show about being wrong.
No, we could. I like
That's
it.
what I meant.
But
I
I
like
meant
how we
like
all looked at each other like, what?
Just all have like
I
an
meant like
episode.
accidentally wrong.
Oh,
like just
accidentally.
making shit up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should just have like an entire episode just
Hey-ho,
be
Kermit the Frog
awkward
here.
dinner
There you go.
conversations.
I don't know if we all looked at you because you're the oldest.
Like for approval.
God.
Can we laugh? It probably wasn't that funny. I get it. This show's falling apart.
Stabs me in the back every time I see her.
Grandpa, can I have a Werther's original, please?
I skip Werther's.
Here,
I'm
take
more-
two.
yeah. Lynn's wipes are my Werther's.
Oh,
They're small.
Gosh.
that's what he said.
Is it?
So Jonah asked, have you guys watched the Netflix movie Polar with Matt Mikkelson?
Yeah, it was
looks
awesome.
great.
Want to see it?
You saw
Haven't
it?
seen it.
No. We just know it's awesome, right? We
Is
just
it
know it.
sarcasm?
Honestly, I've heard of good things about it. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's on the list. So we'll see what happens.
He said that's based on a Dark Horse comic. And he said with The Boys, which is I think an Amazon Prime show, they just released a trailer for.
Yeah.
And The Umbrella Academy, which I think it's Netflix. He said, what other lesser known or downright obscure comic titles would you like to see on the little or big screen? Steve, you're the comic guy, so.
One that I thought was cool. I saw this question before the show, and I was thinking of DC's Vigilante.
Okay.
He's kind of like a lighter version of the Punisher. You know, not quite as homicidal.
Makes
but,
jokes.
Not really,
No.
but it was just really good writing, and
Yeah.
or even The Question.
Oh yeah, okay.
From DC, those would be two that I'd like to see made into films.
And what's the question? He's like, his identity's kind of like.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
he has like this thing that makes his face just kind of like a flesh colored. I mean, you can't even really see the face
Yeah,
at
okay.
all.
Yeah.
And he has a top hat, the trench coat, or the trench coat.
The trench coat.
And he's like a PI type.
Kind of like a Dick Tracy.
He's
villain
actually
almost, sounds like.
right. He's actually like a news anchor, I think, if I remember in the comics.
So does he have a face underneath, or
Uh-huh.
it's just
Yeah.
like
Yep.
he's able to morph his face?
Yeah, and then there was a second version of that character after the original's death, and it was a female. I can't remember her name. I want to say she was a Gotham police person.
Okay.
And went into that role.
Yeah.
Gotham or Metropolis, I don't remember which, but excellent writing. I mean, the initial one from the 80s, Denny O'Neil, who was like the famous Batman editor for years and years and years and years, he wrote that, and really great story.
Would you like that on like a Netflix type of show or like a big screen?
I'd like it as a Netflix type of show. That's something you'd want to flesh out.
Yeah.
I think more than just like a 2-hour deal.
Right. Would you go all in with the costume, or would you kind of make it more realistic, or
No, I'd go all in with it.
make it pop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's in now. Like people have accepted that. You don't have to shy away and
Right.
put
I
on
think that's
black leather.
yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
the biggest drawback to a lot of these shows is that they try to make it seem more realistic, but in the process of doing so, they miss the mark so terribly that it upsets comic book fans.
Well, Daredevil season 3, Kingpin's like rocking all white. It doesn't make sense, but that's the comic character. That's
Right.
the iconic look for the character, and the Punisher's kind of getting there. He's showing more of the skull.
Yeah, I'm worried about that show.
I don't know.
Reviews
I've
are not good
heard-
for the second season, but I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't
so.
seen it yet either, so just appreciate what we get.
Yeah.
Don't be totally surprised if it goes in the shitter. Again, thanks Tony, Jonah, and Jeremy talking about John Wick and Cold Pursuit.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Very nice. Great interaction.
So Jay and Silent Bob Reboot is officially happening. They actually got Saban Films to release the movie.
Saban, like Power Rangers Saban?
Yep.
Oh, dear.
Well, they're funding the movie, so that,
Oh,
that
yeah,
helps.
no doubt.
So it's Kevin Smith is writing everything for it. For years now, of course, Kevin Smith's teased Clerks 3 and Mallrats 2. So when he talked about Jay and Silent Bob reboot, I was like, well, I'm not really going to get my hopes up because I've been let down. And it's not entirely his fault. He thought he could get the funding, and no one was interested, apparently. I mean, not even Netflix, which is weird.
That is weird.
Because he was going to do Mallrats 2 as a series, which made sense.
Well, he had the script for Mallrats 3 done.
Yeah, and he wanted a movie, but then he
Yeah.
had the idea, someone gave him the idea of making it a series instead, and you could focus more on character development.
It's going to be
things like
weird
that.
to see a skinny Silent Bob, though.
I was just thinking that, and I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
That's going to be really
Well,
different.
the coat
Are they
will
going
help.
to pad his overcoat? Like give him a fat suit?
Well, they might write it into the plot. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
he did have a heart attack, that character.
No,
and-
he did a lot of public speaking, didn't he? Just about how he got started and how he,
Yeah.
I think
He did have, in
Kevin
real life,
Smith?
he had a
Yeah.
heart
Oh,
attack.
yeah. It was February.
Yeah.
Last February. And that was one of his, as he was going through that whole ordeal, he
well,
was
that's
like,
why he's skinny.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, he became vegan, and because his doctor wanted him to drop 50 pounds. So,
that you can.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
Steve's weight loss plan. Step 1, have heart attack.
Hey, that gets you motivated.
Step 1 is new. It's have Megan berate you,
Then have heart attack.
then have heart attack.
I'm a grandpa. What?
I should go into my own, start my own business.
Absolutely.
What are you doing waiting for a heart attack?
You should really consider having one.
Oh my God.
Is this PC medical advice?
It's quote unquote motivational speaking.
Have a heart attack?
Right. Motivation's not always positive. I mean, that's
No.
where it is. It's,
No. He's very lucky.
Yeah, the Widowmaker, I think.
Yeah, which kills most people, so they caught it just in time. But his regret when he was going through that was like, my last movie was Yoga Hosers, and he didn't want to go out.
But that was his daughter's movie.
And he says he liked that movie. It wasn't. A lot of people didn't, but he liked it himself. So.
No, sure.
what's it
and
called?
Yoga Hosers.
I don't even know.
It's like Clerks, but they're in Canada, and there's like supernatural elements in it.
Oh.
It sounds interesting.
Oh, is Johnny Depp's daughter in that, or is that the
Yeah,
other
Johnny
one?
Depp's in it,
yeah,
too.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I did see that. I didn't like it. I found myself fast forwarding a lot through it because I'm like, okay.
When's it going to get good?
He was going to do
Yeah.
a trilogy. The
Oh,
first
God.
one was Tusk, which is very disturbing. I only saw that once, and not to say it was a terrible film. It got spawned out of a podcast. Him and Scott Mosier were just cutting the shit, and that's what came out of it. And yeah, it was a very disturbing film. So it was supposed to start a whole trilogy. And I think he's going to complete it still. But Yoga Hosers was these clerks were introduced in Tusk, along with Johnny Depp's character, which he's like a hunter for the supernatural or something like that. So he was going to do a Moose Jaws for his third, which is exactly how it sounds, Moose Jaws. It was going to be like at a camp. I think this is probably, hopefully, going to get back to what we liked from Kevin Smith. Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, of course, will have the original characters with some new characters. I'm not sure if Affleck's going to return just because him and Smith, they don't really talk much anymore. So sadly, he might
Yeah,
not
but that
be
was
there.
because of Jennifer Garner.
Well, I don't know. Seems like they still have that relationship. So maybe he will extend an olive branch, be like, hey, be in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which was the original that this film is going to be based off of. That was back in 2001. That featured comic characters Bluntman and Chronic, which were based on Jay and Silent Bob. In the whole View Askew universe, Kevin Smith did.
Will Cockknocker come back?
I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
Mark Hamill, I don't know. We'll see. Basically, in the first movie, Hollywood made a deal with the comic creators only to make a film, and Jay and Silent Bob were like left out of this deal. So of course they want the money. So what they do is they go to Hollywood to try to halt the production, and then you have other characters from his universe in that film. You got the Holden McNeil and the Banky Edwards, which were the creators of Bluntman and Chronic. This time, Hollywood is remaking that film, and so they're gonna basically go back and try and
cool.
screw it up again. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. I don't know.
What's the guy's name that played Jay?
Jason Mewes?
Jason Mewes.
Did they have a falling out at some point, him and Kevin Smith?
No, he basically said that he wasn't going to make any more Jay and Silent Bob movies until he got clean.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know
he's
he
had a
was
lot of drug problems. Yeah.
Is he still a drug addict though?
No,
he got
no,
clean.
he's
He's
been
completely clean.
He
Yeah.
got completely clean. He's
okay.
got kids and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
Oh.
he's turned it around, and he seems like a good dude. He came to our con a couple years back, and
his voice is
got his
shot
autograph.
though.
Oh yeah,
God, when I had him in the car, his voice was shot.
I have to do ADR maybe a lot of it. I don't know.
Oh, you drove for him?
Yeah,
Snoogans, that's what he says.
but he's got his own comic brand out, doesn't he?
He's produced, I think it was Jay and Silent Bob's groovy cartoon movie, something like that. And he's a big gamer, so he does a lot of I don't know if he does Twitch or something similar to it. I hope finally it turns around for Smith. Jay and Silent Bob, of course, first appeared back in '94 in Clerks, and that was Kevin Smith's first film. Very remarkable how he made that film, because he went into serious debt. I mean, it was a lot of risk on his part. He
Well, it was so raw that
maxed out
movie
credit
was.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was that one scene where Jay missed his line, and he goes, "Oh wait, I screwed up," and then he resays it. You could definitely tell it was a first-time director. Money was tight or something. Yeah, it'd be nice to see him come back, because it seems like people they wanted to see more Jay and Silent Bob, but then he was like, "Nope, I'm done," and then slowly faded out and started doing.
He was
podcasts.
trying to do the serious route.
Yeah.
And he had Jersey Girl, which I didn't think was a terrible film, but
No, but it didn't do well.
Yeah.
Not like
And
Chasing.
then he got
Amy.
into podcasting, which thankfully, he inspired me to want to start a podcast. So that's where all that came from.
And didn't he retweet one of your Twitters?
I think in the very beginning.
Yeah, just at the very beginning.
It wasn't my tweet, but it was one of ours.
Yeah.
So I'd love to get him on sometime. It'd be cool. A long shot.
Hey, you never know.
Take it away, Megan.
Talk about Resident Evil. So I always get a little bit nervous when they try to adapt video games into a series, although I'm anxiously awaiting one that I actually enjoy. And so this one I'm definitely going to check out.
Are you a fan of the films? Wait, how many films are there? There's like 6, 7 films now?
I think there's 5 total. Resident
It's
Evils.
up there. I know that.
Yeah, it's
much.
like 5 or 6.
Yeah. So I did read that, that Paul Anderson, they might try to get him to come in to create the series. At least that's what I read in the article.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Are you excited about that?
I am. Yeah.
So you do like the film?
Yeah. No, I do. I just get a little nervous because I've seen it go really poorly when they tried to adapt
Bonkers.
these games into like Assassin's Creed.
Why is that though? I mean, they have the right. These games are great. The storylines are great. What is it that doesn't attract a moviegoer in these movies?
I think because they don't. I think Mortal Kombat's the best adaptation. I mean, I'm not saying it's a stellar movie, but it has the heart of the game in it to me. The combat. So I think with Assassin's Creed, I haven't seen it, but I've heard the storyline. A lot of it's not involving him as the assassin. It's all this other shit, and that's a mistake.
I've seen Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
And I've played Assassin's Creed, almost all the games, and love them. But yeah, they don't stick really with the spirit of the game. You know, and when you veer off the source material, you know, because you don't think it's good enough to translate, well, you've already made something shitty. So, you know.
Which is a bummer because Michael Fassbender is a good actor, and
But the first Resident Evil didn't even follow the original game.
It was the closest, I think, to the original game, wasn't it?
No, because everything happened in a mansion. Remember the first?
Well,
Yes, the first one was the mansion, and they go in, and
And then you
and they
start
find
reading
out that
diaries.
it's the hub of where the T
Umbrella
virus is.
Corporation. Yeah,
Yep.
I've only seen the first and second one, and it's just entertainment. I know a lot of people consider this is the franchise that did the games right, and it really didn't. They're separate things basically. It'll be interesting to know if the TV. It kind of would seem pointless for the TV series to kind of.
Well,
do the
there's
same
not
thing.
a whole lot about it. Like
Yeah.
if you're they're not saying
It's
a whole
very
lot
fresh,
about
yeah.
how they're setting it up. At least from what I read.
I mean, if you look at all the
games.
games, it's just like with comics.
Who's doing the series?
So it's
Paul
the same,
Anderson?
yes, and it's the same. It would be distributed by the same German production company that did the films.
And where's it going to air?
Netflix.
Netflix?
Yes.
It'll be a little bit better than CW.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Sorry, CW.
Let's hope. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like with comics, the films, like there's so many storylines out there. With the games, there's a lot of content. If none of that's being considered for a series, it just seems.
I don't know. Are we getting bored though with zombies? And
Oh, I think so.
because
think so.
The Walking
now
Dead
has-
is starting to fade out.
They're starting to talk in Walking Dead, from what I heard.
What?
The zombies, yeah.
Really?
Some of them are, yeah. Well, they have to move it forward. I mean, maybe the comics tackle that. I haven't read the comics; those exist still. So
Daryl should have been dead a long time ago, according to the comics.
They really they split away from that comic long ago, like first season, I think, and I think Walking Dead brought them back. Made them, maybe you could even say Dawn of the Dead, the remake Zack Snyder did, brought them back, I guess, because they could run, and even though Walking Dead they don't run, they just
now we're getting another World War Z,
which is funny because the first film wasn't really based off the book.
No,
it just said it was, but it's so different. Yeah. I think we're getting tired. I think we need another genre to be exploited again. Bring back the vampires.
Speaking of vampires, Steve.
Reading earlier that CW is bringing back The Lost Boys as a TV series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Can I say colossally stupid?
Sure.
All right, colossally stupid.
I know. So here's my take on it, because the CW has a really good way.
Riverdale, look at Riverdale.
Yes, they have a really good way of hooking in their viewers, because they
know
bring
who their audience is.
Yes,
they really do. There's no question.
And it's probably going to have like a teen vibe to. I mean, it's going to have to, because that's what the CW is.
Yeah,
and it'll star impossibly beautiful people.
Exactly.
That's all that's
yeah.
on CW.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no town per capita that is that good looking than in any of their shows.
and there'll probably be emo vampires. Like,
Right.
I'm a vampire.
That's what I feel like they're going to do with this, is that they're really going to make it.
I don't want to wait.
Well, didn't
You know
they have
what?
Like they
Vampire
had
Diaries?
the Vampire
I mean, yeah.
Diaries, which was that was
that's
hugely
right.
successful.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could see them making a decent amount of money out of this and getting the content to.
Well,
get
maybe
the
I
viewers.
should know, but
I'll check it out.
Is
for
that
sure.
still on the Vampire Diaries?
No,
okay.
it's done.
So they need a vampire slot, right?
Yeah.
They need that back. So
And it worked for them. So why not? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I've never seen the original Lost Boys. It looks terrifying from the clips I've seen.
When I was making fun of it earlier before the show, it isn't terrible.
Yeah.
It was okay.
It's a product of its time, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
With the 80s Brat Pack. Well, the
Right.
Brat Pack wasn't in it, but,
But it was just,
Keith, there are
it
several.
was your
Kiefer
insert
Sutherland,
80s
yeah.
actor here type movie.
Yes.
So what I don't know then is, will this have like an 80s vibe to it? Like
a Stranger Things?
Is it going to be like, yeah?
I don't see it just because of the budget. That'd be hard. Well, maybe not. You could probably.
Remember
find
when
a
Stranger
factory.
Things came out
Restore it.
though, and then everything like tried to have that 80s
Retro
music to it?
Yeah.
I miss that.
Well, 3's coming back. So
I know.
Season 3's coming back. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if this Lost Boys will be a continuation or a whole reboot to.
Probably a reboot. It's so old, no one.
Because it's like a
the
town,
generation
yeah.
that the CW is going for will have no idea what the original
That's
Lost
true.
Boys
And
was.
so it doesn't say. So that's what I wonder. Will it be? Are we talking like? Are we just going to create this town and it's going to be a
Yeah.
future setting?
Yeah.
And it's going to be these two boys who like get sucked into this, what I'm going to call seductive underworld. Mm-hmm. I mean, because
Band
that's.
name.
Yeah.
Nice play on words.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they could, in a way, just create new characters in another town so you can
Right.
still have, for the old fans, that other town still exists. Maybe, well, vampires don't age. I was going to say you could have Kiefer Sutherland come back on, but yeah, you couldn't do that unless you CGI the hell out of them. So.
Wouldn't it suck if all of a sudden
Wouldn't it suck?
you were bitten by a vampire at the age of 80 and that's son of a bitch?
Haven't you seen what they do in the shadows where he bites the old
Yeah.
lady? Yeah, that's who he chooses to be in a relationship
The
with.
rest of your life as an almost disabled person.
But you get the benefits.
Yeah, I'm living forever at the age of 80.
Well, I know Lost Boys had 2 direct-to-video movies starring Corey Feldman. I don't know. Maybe I want to say it had a series too, but probably didn't. I didn't see those movies, obviously, and Stevie probably didn't.
What movies?
They had 2 Lost Boy movie follow-ups with Corey Feldman in them.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I was dating
That's how
girls by
popular
then.
they were.
I didn't really care.
Well, yeah, this was like
So,
early
Steve, you're saying you
2000s.
didn't find the Lost Boys?
No. They're still in your pantry
on hangers.
on hangers. Jars.
Yeah, I don't know. the whole vampire thing, I guess Twilight's been a while, so I guess they're ready to bring them back. I don't know.
I think that there's still a market for.
Well, you got Vampire Diaries. Excuse me.
Yeah, there's still a market for it, and if you can create a fantasy world that's really good,
Yeah.
I will. The way that I'm creating this show in my head, I mean, I'll watch it,
Yeah.
but it probably will be nothing like.
Well, give them a call. Maybe they need.
Maybe
Maybe they need help.
I think they
They just want to
have
do
writers.
it. They don't have anything.
Who is it? Who did they make mention of? Rob Thomas, who I did have to Google.
Not the famous Matchbox singer.
So the article says that they
Keith.
have him.
I don't know if old school fans will like it.
As
I
long as
would-
they don't sparkle.
Yeah, that
I
was
mean, for
weird,
real,
wasn't
you
it?
know?
There's a cool meme out there. I want it to exist. It's the Twilight characters and Blade standing behind them. And it's
Oh.
like this hunting season. I'm like, yes, give me that movie.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see that movie. But what's your favorite vampire mythology? Whether it's like the original Dracula, how that world was, or do you like these obscure like Interview with a Vampire, Twilight, Lost Boys? I don't know. What's your favorites?
What are my favorites?
Sure.
Let's start with Mitch. What is his favorite?
Oh God, the Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, I forgot about that
that's a
one,
good
yeah.
one. Dracula Dead and Loving It is another great
Still
one.
a parody. Well, you would like What We Do in the Shadows.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it too. You need to check that out.
Oh,
It's on
yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check that out. It's a good parody. But what about you, Steve? Do you like the classic Dracula, Universal Monsters, or?
So, I do. I like the classic. You know, I remember seeing the Bela Lugosi Dracula when I was a kid. I wasn't alive when the show came out, contrary to
Oh, there you
popular
go.
belief, Megan.
I never said that you were 80. Just pushing 75.
75. I look good for 75. So anyway, so I like that version.
He must have been bit.
I was bit
At the ripe old age of
back
75.
in 1693. I was
Son of a
bit.
bitch.
But those are the ones that I like. You
Yeah.
know, I like Bram Stoker's
Yeah.
Dracula as well.
I need to revisit that. I
Yeah.
saw that once. And
It's on
I
some
liked it.
streaming right now. I can't remember what, but I just saw it like about a month ago.
Really?
And, yeah.
Holds up pretty well.
Yeah,
then.
it does.
Yeah.
And I love the soundtrack. It's dark and creepy, and it's pretty cool. Another one that I really like is from a series of books. It's called the Skinners series, and so it's like 6 or 7 books, maybe. Author Marcus Pellegrimus. It's a vampires and werewolves type thing.
Oh, nice.
So the vampires have a different setup entirely. I mean, they have like a spore that is kind of like, it's almost like it's a virus that makes them a vampire, and so it's a little bit different than. We're gonna sparkle you up, and but it's dark,
Right,
and,
right.
and it because vampires shouldn't be sparkly and.
No, I agree. I don't think that they should be sparkly. I want like
Are you Team Edward or whoever the hell else there was?
I was team genocide when it came to those movies.
I want, and maybe I haven't explored the world of vampires enough, but I want like a vampire like meets Batman and maybe the underworld has some, and I haven't seen the underworld and I need to, but it might have some elements to that. But I want like a badass vampire.
There's great comics. Batman
Like,
meets Dracula,
yeah.
and I mean, there's a lot of those things. you know.
That's what I
DC
want.
Could
I
probably
want-
do anytime.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Even animate it,
Yeah.
it'd probably be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
I-
I mean, the rights.
Right.
I do want. I want I want a vampire to be badass, right? But like for good. So
Yeah.
whether maybe I'm
Like
writing
a
my own book
Dexter
right
world.
now. Yeah, I'm writing my own book right now in my head. But as a female, there has to be some sort of like romance element to it. But then like I want that to be taken away at the same time. Like I want you to want it bad enough,
Yeah.
and then we just take it away at the end. We
Kate
just
Beckinsale's Underworld.
Yeah.
You
No.
haven't seen it?
no.
You will love
Does that
it.
have a lot
Really?
of that to it? Where
Yeah, it
Kinda.
really
Because I
It
does.
want-
sounds very similar
I
to
want
what
to
you described.
feel
with
good,
those
but
books.
then I
The first
want you to
Underworld movie was
destroy it
awesome.
for me.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. You
They
gotta
kinda
see
got-
it. You gotta
Yeah.
see it, seriously.
They made like 4 or 5 of those, I think.
3 or 4.
Three.
I've only
maybe.
seen the first one and the second one.
I've
Yeah.
seen the first 2.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the other. I mean, I liked them. I liked what I saw of the second one as well.
I like that mythology. That was
Yeah,
pretty
it's cool because it is darker. While
It's
it still
basically
touches on-
vampires versus werewolves.
Yeah, and the the digital effects, even for the day when Underworld, the first one came out, are still pretty awesome.
First one was pretty cool. Yeah, it was like that Matrix type of look they were going for. She had the leather coat and stuff and did all those cool moves.
Maybe I can't buy into it because she's a female and I want it to be a male.
Well, that's better you
fair,
saying that
but...
than us.
So here we go. Since we're remaking everything,
Sure.
we'll just do the Underworld, but then we'll cast it as a male lead.
Male
we'll
lead
just
with a
redo the whole.
female werewolf.
Yes.
Because the love interest was the male werewolf.
Yeah.
Get out. That's
But I
genius.
want the
No one's thought
male
of
to
that.
be the vampire.
Switch it up.
Yeah.
Female werewolves. Was there any in Underworld? I don't recall. I'm sure there was.
Maybe.
I mean, it doesn't matter because that's the main character is not a vampire.
Let's add a twist to it, though. Anytime that he's going to try to suck the blood of a hot lady, his fangs go back up. He's got like Fang ED.
That's equivalent to like really trying to give it and then taking it away. Which is
He just goes for ugly chicks and saying, "Guys,
Oh, the humanity!
I'm about to chloroform myself.
oh gosh." So Steve, comics.
pass this along this way.
Yeah. Oh, Megan. So, I only have one thing. I didn't really pick up a lot last week. I did. I just haven't read anything. Last week was quite crazy town. So, DC Comics has a book through the Vertigo imprint called Second Coming. In a nutshell, there's a superhero called Mitch. God. Mitch just dreaming that that'll happen for him someday.
It sucks.
Because there's been so many years between the first one and nothing. But so there's a.
He could never MC a panel about comics.
Yeah, no.
And the creator would just be like, "Fuck you."
I wasn't gonna laugh, but then I saw his face.
I thought he's having a seizure.
Yeah. I think he just had the second coming.
Anybody got a tissue?
Yeah.
So Second Coming.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Second Coming is a comic book about the superhero, and Jesus comes back to Earth.
Damn.
And he's following the superhero around, and he's all disappointed at how Earth has turned out. And there's over 100,000 signatures, like petition to try to get DC to pull the book from religious groups. So it's an interesting, they're
Really?
focusing on comic books,
Yeah.
being dangerous, and their excuse is, well, if someone would have done that with Muhammad, and it's just more white people getting upset.
Stupid.
But yeah, that was a fun segment.
You can add it to the Bible for crying out loud. It'd be
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's,
Remember that
That's all I have.
The comic
I'm
book's
done.
called
I'm
Second Coming, correct?
It sure is, Mitch. Yeah.
It involves Jesus Christ.
It involves Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm going to hell.
Yes, you are.
I see an Instagram coming with Mitch having that comic and just like hashtag. I don't know. Any recommendations this week, guys?
Ted Bundy, the Bundy tapes. Watch that. That is amazing.
Netflix?
Yeah, that's about a 5-hour binge watch, but well worth it. That entire story plays out like a movie.
He's a straight shooter.
No, he's just...
What?
Hey, ladies.
So, and you say tapes. He was interviewed. He's recording.
So, when he was on death row, he wanted basically an autobiography about his life. So he tried to find a newspaper writer to write his story, basically his life story. Well, once they started doing some digging, they found out he wasn't telling the truth about any of it. So they tried to get him to convince to the murders, which he hadn't done up until that point. But what they did is they turned the tables and said, okay, if you were this person, speaking from a third person's perspective, how would you have done it? And so he just unleashes an ungodly amount of information about it all.
So they basically tricked him into
Yeah,
telling the
but
truth in a
basically
way?
he thought that he was telling it from a third person's perspective.
Oh, okay.
But basically, in the end,
Interesting.
that's how he did it. But the amazing part is how many times he was caught, then escaped, then was caught again. But what's funny to me is that every single time that he was caught, it was because of erratic driving. So if he just would have taken the bus or public transportation, he would have been fine. And he owned a yellow VW Beetle. Not that makes any difference, but
Bumblebee. Damn it.
Bumblebee tuna.
Well, and then you got the Zac Efron movie coming out too. I haven't seen the trailer to that, but I've heard
the trailer's
very
amazing.
disturbing. Yeah.
The whole process around that is his longtime second girlfriend who was divorced and had kids, and he led a normal life with her. But then when he get these urges, he'd just disappear because he didn't want to do the same thing to his girlfriend that he did to these other people. And so every time that he did something, he had an excuse for it. Like, oh, pornography got me into this. Or, you know, my family history. Or the fact that, you know, my dad I was born out of wedlock. Stuff like that. So without giving too much away, he always has an excuse for something. Which is, you know,
Typical.
classic psychopath. He's but he'd always try to make things sound better than what they really were.
Right.
And then he was going to law school at the time, so he was either co-counsel or his own attorney during most of the trials.
Yeah.
And so he always thought in his back pocket that he'd even went on death row that he would be able to escape death row if he actually finally admitted to these and where the bodies were, so that the family could have, you know, closure. But when that didn't end up working, he finally divulged everything. And
Gotcha.
yeah,
Interesting.
it's an amazing
Yeah.
documentary.
Check out Resident Evil 2, the remake that just dropped on my birthday.
Oh, the game.
Yeah, the game.
When was
Yes.
your birthday? When was your birthday?
On Friday the 25th.
Well, happy birthday.
21.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am 21. I can legally drink now.
Good for you, buddy.
She drank like she was 21.
Did you have your first drink?
I did.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Whole bottle of
And then
tequila.
another.
Super
And then
duper.
another.
And then another.
Has anyone seen the show You on Netflix?
Heard about it, but what exactly?
So it's basically this guy who falls in love with a girl. He starts off and you're thinking, boy, what a nice guy. He's very caring. He's a professional stalker, and there's murder. And it's a good psychological thriller type show. 10 episodes. I'm starting episode 9, so 8 episodes in. It's really good.
like 40 minutes each, probably. Or...
45, yeah,
Yeah.
right around there, right about an hour. But really, really, really solid show. Good acting.
Cool.
Depicts Steve's life in real
Depicts
life.
my life.
He's suing right now for
Yeah,
created the
it's
show.
yeah. I mean, they stole the scene where he watches her sleep, and I do that to Megan all the time. So it's
Oh, so you moved on from me.
yeah. Well,
That's nice of you.
sort of.
He's got to explore other genders.
Right.
It's fine.
Cross-platform. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Ghostbusters 1 and 2, guys. That's on Netflix right now. I had fun the other night watching it with my kids, and then my oldest was scared to go to bed. I'm like, it's Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Well, the
Yeah,
first scene in the
but
first movie is a little
It
scary.
is a little scary.
yeah,
Actually,
I guess
yeah.
so. But I
It's the
recommend
library,
those,
right?
especially.
It goes in and
Oh yeah.
yeah,
The where?
the light. Oh,
Anyway, yeah, check those out.
glad
Of course, we
you're
got
on this
Ghostbusters 3 coming.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
you know, Ellen makes a joke about that.
Does she?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I still can't say it right, so I'm not going to say it again. It just makes me stupid.
Ellen's a comedian? I know, I haven't seen her new Netflix
There's
special.
a
It's really good.
joke
Oh, that's
about
another
the
thing.
library.
Yeah,
Oh, she did?
yeah, she does make a joke about that, and actually is really funny, and it's still on Netflix. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Is it raunchy? Like her.
No, I don't think anything Ellen does is raunchy, but it's like common sense humor,
Okay.
like stuff that we do as humans. I guess
Well, that's good to know it was a good special. I haven't seen it.
it's
so.
funny.
We'll be back next week, guys. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Steve.
I'm
Have a
Megan.
good one.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Take 2.
It's okay.
I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Steve.
I'm Megan.
Take care.